We were discussing chapter number 4, Animal Kingdom. In this chapter, we have discussed the few phylum like Porifera, Platyhelminthes, Coelenterata, Ctenophora, Esculenthes. These are the phylum what we have already discussed. And now we are going to start with the another important phylum that we are calling it as Annelida and the Arthropoda. In this session, we have to discuss these two phylum, Annelida and the Arthropoda. So let's start one by one. First, we are going to start with a phylum called as Annelida. Phylum Annelida. Now, where these animals can be found, or what is the habitat of this animal? These animals are found most of the places, like they can be aquatic. Aquatic means it can be found in both fresh water or it can also found into marine water. So it can found in both fresh and the marine water. Okay, so they are the aquatic. Even there are also few animals which are falling under the phylum Annelida. They are the terrestrial. They are terrestrial. And few animals, they are living as a parasite. Few animals, not all. Few animals are the parasitic in nature. So this is the usual habitat where they can be found. They can be aquatic or terrestrial. Most of the time it is free living, but few animals which are following under this class, they are the parasitic in nature. Means they depends on the other or they depends on the host for the nutrient requirements. So this is called as a habitat what you can find in the phylum Annelida. Next, second is level of organization. Which level of organization they have? So here the organization you can observe in the phylum Annelida, it is organ system level. Which level of organization is observed? Organ system level of organization is observed. Okay. When we talk about the symmetry, what is the kind of a symmetry that is going to be observed in this phylum Annelida? So here the kind of a symmetry that is observed is a bilateral symmetry. Which kind of symmetry is observed? It is a bilateral symmetry is observed in the phylum Annelida. Okay. Next, when we talk about the layers, how many layers are present? Whether it's a 2 or 3. So here in the phylum Annelida, 3 layers can be found. We are calling it as triploblastic. Okay. So this is the 3 layers which you can find in it. Okay. Next, when we talk about the coelom, means a body cavity. So these animals are such that they have a presence of coelom. So we are calling it as they are coelomates. Okay. Next, when we talk about the segmentation, here in the phylum Annelida, their body is divided internally as well as externally or into equal parts. So here you can observe the metameric segmentation. What kind of segmentation you can observe? The metameric segmentation is observed in the phylum Annelida. So this is the usual general characteristic you can find into a phylum Annelida. I again repeat, what are the usual characteristics you can find into a phylum Annelida? They are aquatic or terrestrial. Most of the animals which are following under the phylum Annelida, they are free living, but few animals are such that they are parasitic. Like for example, leeches. Organ system level of organization is observed in them. They have a bilateral symmetry, triploblastic organization. They have are coelomates and metameric segmentation that is observed into a phylum Annelida. So this is usual general characteristic we can find into a phylum Annelida. Now we will discuss what are the special characteristics that can be found into this phylum Annelida. So let's discuss the specific characteristic what we find into a phylum Annelida. First of all, why the name has been given the Annelida? Because if you see it's a structure, okay, in its structure you can find a annual ring-like structure, and this annual ring is due to a metameric segmentation. That's why we are calling it as Annelida. Okay, so what they have? They have a annual rings-like structure. They have annual rings-like structure. Okay, and this is the reason why they are calling it as Annelida. Okay. Now let's discuss the different kind of a system that exists, because here the level of organization is organ system, means different organ system that exist in them. So what kind of organ system that you can find in them? Let us discuss one by one. Starting with the first one, the digestive system. Okay. So in this phylum Annelida, the digestive system is a complete digestive system. That means here it has two openings. One is the mouth and the second one is anus in the digestive tract. So that's why it's called as a complete digestive system. Okay. Now when we talk about the circulatory system, how the blood circulate in them. So here the circulatory system is a closed type. Closed type, that means here the blood is circulating into a closed system of arteries, veins and the capillaries. Hence such kind of a system that is present into a phylum Annelida. Okay. Next, when we are talking about the excretory system, how they remove the waste material. So the excretory system that you can find as an excretory organ, they have a presence of nephridia. Nephridia is an excretory organ which is help in the removal of a waste material from it. Even it is also helping in the osmoregulation process. This excretory system, which consists of nephridia, they also responsible for maintaining the osmoregulation. Okay, so this kind of excretory system that is present in it. Now when we talk about the locomotory system, that means how they move. In most of the cases, they have a kind of a muscle. Through the muscular movement, they will move from one place to another place. But I will tell you a specific locomotory organ in different organisms which are following in the phylum Annelida. One of the example of animal which is falling under the phylum Annelida is the nares. In the nares, the locomotory organ is parapodia. Okay, nares is an animal. It's a name of an animal. It is falling under the phylum Annelida, and it is a aquatic one, means it's live in the water. So in the nares, the locomotory organ is the parapodia. Okay. Similarly, in the earthworm, remember in the earthworm, which is also falling under the phylum Annelida, the locomotory organ, it's a setae. Setae is the locomotory organ. So such kind of a locomotory organ that is present into a phylum Annelida. Okay, I again repeat. What kind of digestive system they have? Complete. Circulatory system is a closed type. Excretory system, here the excretory organ is a nephridia, which help in the removal of a waste material, and they also helpful in the maintenance of osmoregulation. Locomotory organ, usually they move with the help of a muscles, but in a nares, the locomotory organ is parapodia. In earthworm, the locomotory organ is setae. Okay, so these are the locomotory organ that is present into it. Okay. Now when we talk about the reproductive system or the reproduction, how they reproduces. So if you see that here the animals may be either dioecious or the monoecious depending on the examples. Like if I take the example of a nares. Nares is dioecious. Dioecious, that means here both the sexes are separate. Male and female to different sexes are present, or male and female to different individuals are present. That is in the case of a nares. But when we talk about the earthworm, is monoecious. Earthworm is monoecious. That means in the earthworm, in the single individual or in the same animal, both sex organs are present. So in the one earthworm, male and female sex organs both are present in the same. Okay, so this is the monoecious. Most of the times here the monoecious organization is observed, because here the animals which are falling under this phylum Annelida, most of the times they are the monoecious. But there are few exceptions like nares, which are dioecious in nature, in which the sexes are separate. Okay, so this kind of a characteristic or sexuality that is observed in the animals of phylum Annelida. Here they reproduces by sexual reproduction. What is the method of reproduction? So they reproduces by sexual reproduction. Sexual reproduction is the method by which they reproduces. Okay, so this is a kind of a reproduction that is observed in case of phylum Annelida. Okay, now which are the examples? Here I am showing you the 3 examples. I am writing over here. These are the examples. Okay, so the examples of, you know the 2 examples. First is earthworm. Second one is Nereis. It is aquatic, found in the water. Okay, earthworm that is found in the upper layer of a soil. And last one is leech. Leech is a parasitic annelida. Okay, parasitic means it depends on the other host for its nutrient requirement. Like we are using this leech, also has some treatment. Like suppose in the South India, these leeches are going to be used to remove the waste blood, because they suck the blood from the body of a host. Okay, so leeches, they are parasitic, they suck the blood, and by sucking the blood they get a nutrient. So these are the main 3 important examples of phylum Annelida: earthworm, Nereis and the leeches. So this is all about the important characteristic of animals which are falling under the phylum Annelida. Okay, so I hope so you understood. It is very important one. It's phylum Annelida. Okay, now we are moving ahead with another phylum, and this is called as Arthropoda. So let's discuss what is an Arthropoda. Okay, so now we are going to start with the phylum Arthropoda. So now we are moving ahead with the next phylum, what we are calling it as Arthropoda. Okay, so where this Arthropoda is found, the main important characteristic that whatever the animal that exists in the world, 2/3 of the animal that falls under this phylum Arthropoda, means more than 66% of the animal, they are following only on one phylum that is called as an Arthropoda. So this is the largest phylum that exists. It accommodates variety of different types of the insects and the animals. Okay, usually it covers the most of the type of insects. So as it covers the 2/3 part, it is the largest phylum of animal kingdom. Okay, you know that in the plant kingdom, the largest one is the angiosperm. Remember, in the plant kingdom, the largest one is the angiosperm, because most of the plants which are present on the earth, they are flowering plants. They falls under the category angiosperm. Similarly, in the animals, 2/3 of the animals, they falls under the single phylum that's called as an Arthropoda. So this is the largest phylum that exists in the world. Okay, so the Arthropoda is the largest phylum. Okay, see, habitat, where they can be found. These are the animals which can be found anywhere. It may be aquatic, they are aquatic, or it may be a terrestrial. Okay, both kind of a variety you can find into this. Okay, phylum Arthropoda. Now, which level of organization that is observed here? Organ system level of organization is observed. Means they have a different organ system in their body. Okay, symmetry, bilateral symmetry is present. Okay, layers, 3 layers are present. So we are calling it as triploblastic organization. Coelom is present. So we are calling it as coelomates. Okay, segmentations. The body is divided into a segments. We are calling it as metameric segmentation. This is observed. So I can repeat the general characteristic and then I am moving ahead. It is very easy to remember. Arthropoda, it is the largest phylum in the world, in the animal kingdom. It covers the 2/3 of the animal. Here they can live in the aquatic or the terrestrial habitat. The level of organization is organ system level of organization. They possess bilateral symmetry. They are triploblastic, means 3 layers, ectoderm, endoderm, mesoderm. They are coelomates, presence of a coelom, and they have a metameric segmentations. Means their body is divided into a segments. Now you know that their body is divided into a segments. So what are the different segments that you can find? Because this is one of the characteristics you can find in it. So here their body is divided into a segments. So which kind of a segment you can find? Here their body is divided into a head, thorax, abdomen. These are the different segments you can find in the phylum Arthropoda. Okay, their body is divided into a segments like head, thorax, abdomen, etc. So such kind of a segment that can be found in the phylum Arthropoda. Okay, this is one of the characteristics. Now another main important characteristic of Arthropoda. What is the meaning of Arthropoda? Okay, arthro means a joint and a poda means appendages. So the most important characteristic, they have jointed or joint appendages. With the help of these joint appendages, they can move. Okay, like you can easily see in the case of a cockroach, you can see their legs, or you can see in the case of a scorpion, they have legs and they are like a jointed appendages. Okay, so they have a jointed appendages. This is one of the most important characteristic that you can find into a phylum Arthropoda. Okay, so this is the main important characteristic. The next important characteristic you can find in them is that here they are covered by exoskeleton. They are covered by an exoskeleton. That means their body is covered by exoskeleton. What is exoskeleton? Means the skeleton that is present on the outer surface. Like even in our case, the exoskeleton is present. Like as an exoskeleton, we have a nail, hair. Even in few animals, like they have a feathers. Some have a beak, okay, claw. So these are the different kind of exoskeleton material. They also have an exoskeleton that is covering them, that is protective in nature. And this exoskeleton is made up of chitin. So it is chitinous in nature. Okay, you know that chitin, you have learned in the chapter number 9, biomolecules. This chitin is a polysaccharide. So their exoskeleton is a chitinous in nature. It's made up of a chitin. It's made up of a chitin. Okay, so this is one of the most important characteristics. So these are the 3 special characteristics you can find into a phylum Arthropoda. Their body is divided into segments like head, thorax, abdomen. It is the largest phylum of the animal kingdom. They have a jointed appendages. With them, they can move. And their exoskeleton is chitinous in nature, or their parts are covered by exoskeleton that is chitinous in nature. Okay, so this is the characteristic you can find, a special characteristic that you can find in the phylum Arthropoda. Now what kind of digestive system they have? Here the digestive system you can find in them is a complete digestive system. The circulatory system is open. Remember, this is a difference. In phylum Annelida, the closed type of circulatory system is present. Closed means like us, where the blood is flowing, blood is circulating into a closed system of arteries, veins and capillaries. But in the phylum Arthropoda, open kind of circulatory system. That means here the blood is flowing into a body cavities with a low pressure. So such kind of circulatory system that is present in it, open kind of circulatory system they have. Okay. Now as an excretory system in the phylum Annelida, the previous one, the excretory organ is a nephridium. But here in this phylum Arthropoda, the excretory organ is Malpighian tubule. Remember, which is the excretory organ? Here the excretory organ is Malpighian tubule. Malpighian tubule is acting as an excretory organ in the phylum Arthropoda. Okay, clear? Now next thing. Next is sensory organ. Here the specific system which can be found in the different animals. Okay, different animals have a different sensory organs. What kind of the different sensory organs that can be found in the animals of phylum Arthropoda? It may happen that all these sensory organs are not present, but one or two sensory organs are present from whatever I am listing. So here they have a sensory organ. As a sensory organ, they have an antenna. You can see in the case of a cockroach, the antenna which is coming out from it. This is the antenna. Even they have eyes, which is also acting as a sensory organ. Both kind of eye can be found in the animals, simple and the compound eye. Okay. Next, they also have a statocyst. Statocyst is one of the sensory organ. Okay. Even they also have a balancers, which is responsible for maintaining their balance. Okay. So these are the different kind of a sensory organs that can be found in the phylum Arthropoda or the animals of phylum Arthropoda. Okay. Next, a nervous system. Nervous system. What kind of nervous system they have? Here the nervous system that is present in the phylum Arthropoda, it consists of paired ganglia. They don't have a brain, but they have a somewhat simple structure than the brain. Brain is somewhat complex structure. Okay, like we have a brain, a complex structure, but they don't have a such kind of a complex organization in nervous system. They have a nervous system, but it is only in the form of paired ganglia, and that is connected to a nerve cord. Okay, that's connected to a nerve cord. Okay, so this kind of a nervous system that is present in it. Next, they also have a respiratory system. How they respire? So in the respiratory system, different kind of respiratory system that is present in it. So what kind of the respiratory system? They have a presence of tracheal tubes. Some animals have a tracheal tubes, or you can say a book lung, or I am writing over here, it is book gills. Okay, so this different kind of a respiratory system can be found in different animals of phylum Arthropoda. As a respiratory system, they have either tracheal tubes or book lungs or book gills, such kind of a structures that can be found as a respiratory system. Okay. Now the next important thing is the reproductive system, how they reproduces. So let us discuss what kind of the reproductive system that can be present over here. Okay. So here in the previous case, most of the times the animals are monoecious except a Nares. Nares is a dioecious. But here it's a reverse. Here most of the animals are dioecious. Means the sexes are separate. Male and female to different sexes are present. Okay. Here the fertilization means a fusion of gametes because they reproduce sexually. The fertilization is internal. Okay. The development is direct or indirect. And they are oviparous animal. Oviparous animals, that means they lay down eggs. This is called as a oviparous animal. So such kind of reproduction that is observed in the phylum Arthropoda. Okay, here one thing is clear, they have a sexual reproduction, they are a dioecious, means sexes are separate, fertilization is internal, development is direct or indirect, they are oviparous animal. So such kind of a characteristic you can find as a reproductive system in the phylum Arthropoda. Okay, so I hope so it is clear to all of you. This is phylum Arthropoda. Now what are the examples? There are lots of examples because 2/3 of the animals they are falling under this. Like I can say honeybee, prawn, scorpion, cockroach, even some kind of a mosquito like Culex fatigon, Aedes mosquito. Okay, so these are the different kind of mosquitoes, bees, insects. They are falling under this class called as an arthropoda. So there are lots of examples. Okay, you can write many examples from it. So this is all about the characteristic of arthropoda. I again repeat the special characteristic. 3 special characteristics. Largest phylum. Their body is divided into segments. They have a jointed appendages, and the exoskeleton. Their body is covered by exoskeleton, which is made up of chitin. Digestive system is complete. Circulatory system is open. Excretory system, they have a Malpighian tubules, okay, as a excretory organ. They also have a sensory organs, okay. In the sensory organs are antenna, eye, stetocyst, balancer structures or balancer organs. Nervous system consists of paired ganglia, which are connected with a ventral nerve cord. Nerve cord is present on the ventral side. Respiratory system, it consists of either tracheal tubes or book lungs or book gills. Reproduction through a sexual means. They are dioecious. Fertilization is internal. Development is direct or indirect. They are oviparous animals, and there are lots of examples like ant, honeybee, scorpion, prawn, cockroach, mosquitoes. They are the examples of arthropoda. Okay, so this is all about the phylum Arthropoda. So students, today we have learned the 2 phylum. Phylum Annelida and phylum Arthropoda. Both are very important as a long question. Okay, so prepare it as a long question answer. It is very important. We will discuss the another phylum in the next session. Till then students, keep learning, keep watching, like and subscribe this channel. Thank you for watching.